No one knew for certain how long Hurricane Hugo would last, nor how much damage it would do before its fierce winds were finally spent.
The eye wall, apparently, Rob tells me, is now moving across Charleston. That is when we expect that tremendous storm surge. We've heard reports of up to 18 feet of water. That is now, the eye wall is now moving forward across Charleston.
Flash flood watch is in effect for the entire state. Actually, this is for today and tomorrow. That includes all of the state of South Carolina.
Everybody was just listening out for the storm. It sounded like a train was coming in. Roof and stuff was flying off.
I heard someone yell, water, water. Water was coming in fast. I started panicking. Everybody started panicking. In about 5 minutes or less, the water was about to my waist.
A lot of people wanted to break out to the front door, and thanks God that the pressure from the water didn't let the door open because the water was twice as high on the outside.
The water was coming up to my knees, and I thought, you can't go no farther. And the next second, it was all the way up at my throat. I looked at another girl. I said, we're going to die. She said, I know it.
My cousin tore the roof out to try to get the little kids up here first because the water was just pouring in. Everybody was panicking, screaming. I saw my whole life just passing me. I thought of all the things that I did in the past, the things that I wanted to get accomplished in the future. I didn't know if I was ever going to get those things done again.
The water came in so fast, like it wasn't never going to stop. We got most of the people up on the tables and chairs around there, and I heard the people tell their wife and the kids, let's all hold hands, we're going to die together, let's go down together.
As the full force of Hugo slammed into Charleston about 11 p.m., it ripped part of the roof off the Emergency Preparedness Center.
That is when it hit me that we were dealing with something that we had no control over.
I think probably the most prudent thing that we could do is at least try to make it to the eye passes, or the eye is here, because we have winds that are now, I am sure, well over 100 miles an hour outside. It will pick up anything. It will pick up little rocks off the ground. It will take things off of your truck and make them missiles.
I made the decision, along with Dennis Clark and some of the other county officials, that we needed to evacuate out of that building during the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah, we're just over here at EPD right now. We lost part of the roof on the back part of the building.
When we heard that the roof had blown off the Emergency Preparedness building, Darren got upset because he figured that's where his mother was at. And he said, I just know my mama's dead. I said, no, Darren, she wasn't at that building. He said, no, Mama's dead. So I said, we'll call her and let you talk to her.
Surrounded by trees.
There ain't nothing we can do right now.
Okay.
The only thing I can tell you to do is get in the center part of your house and stay in the center part of the house.
We can't possibly respond to any calls right now.
I was impressed with 911 system. We had no electricity, but those phones kept on ringing constantly.
But y'all just try to take care of yourselves, so stay away from the windows, okay?
I was very wrapped up in what I was doing, and I'm answering the phone. You know, I'm mashing the buttons, 911. One of the dispatchers said, Chief, you need to take this phone call next.
Chief Mom.
Hey, say something to Darren. He's upset and worried about it.
Okay, I feel the same way about him.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Mom. Hi, are you okay?
My eyes swelled up right away. I started to cry right away. He wanted to know if I was still alive.
Okay, I've been worried about you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Mama has to go, okay? It's very busy.
Here I am, Chief Mo, answering the phone call and being very authoritative, and then all of a sudden, it's like a slap in the face. Your mama.
Okay. All right? Yeah. All right. I love you. Give Mama a kiss. I'll call you as soon as I can, okay?
Okay.
Hey, everything's going to be all right, baby. All right?
Okay.
All right. I love you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh, God. Before I hung up, I made sure he knew I was okay, and I made sure he was okay. And then it was right back to answering the phones again, you know. This is North Charleston Emergency. Battalion Chief Mo, can I help you, you know?
North Charleston 911, operator 1.
No, ma'am, we can't. It's too late.
There's a two-story, one-story. If you got a mattress you can throw across, get on it.
Approximately the third, maybe the fourth time I went out there, I lost my footing. By the time I got back up, they had the rope tight, and they were getting ready to pull me back. But then I said, no, I'm okay, let's go, come on. I remember thinking, I can't keep doing this because I was exhausted, and I thought buildings are going to come down. I didn't think they would be able to withstand the wind.
At Lincoln High School, the water in the buildings continued to rise.
There was nowhere to escape it. I went up on the windowsill as high as I could, and I looked outside, and I was looking up at the water from my windowsill, and I saw the cars floating on top of each other outside. I thought the world was coming to an end.
By daybreak, the storm was over.
It was the grayest dawn I've ever seen, and quiet. A Coast Guard helicopter came in, and it was a beautiful sight.
Nobody knew what we went through at Lincoln High School.
More than 1,000 people had been sheltered at the school when it flooded.
I was thinking that it was going to be a lot of bodies that morning floating. If everyone died, I didn't want to live.
Amazingly enough, everybody said that their family was accounted for. And I remember a couple over there holding a small infant baby. I asked them, you know, can I hold your baby for a minute? They gave me the baby, and I remember holding the baby, and I started crying.
As the waters subsided the next day, the people of Charleston returned to find what was left of their homes. Only 3 lives were lost in Charleston as a result of Hugo. For the Stewart family, the biggest relief that day was learning that Herman was going to be all right.
When they told me that Keisha saved my life, I was very surprised. It made me really feel very proud. They could save the daddy life, so I think both of them was heroes.
Shirley is also proud of her daughters and grateful to the maintenance workers who risked their lives that night to keep the generators running.
I want to thank those men for what they did. Otherwise, my husband probably wouldn't be here today if they hadn't done what they did. May God bless them.
This rope was secured around our waist with about 4 of the other maintenance guys around it.
I'm proud of what I did, but I also have to feel for all the other guys down here that did just as much, if not more. So you can call me a hero or whatever, but if you do, you have to call the rest of the people heroes too.
Disaster relief immediately began helping the thousands of people left homeless in the devastated city. Battalion Chief Helen Mohn worked hundreds of hours of overtime in the next few weeks.
I love my job, and he knows that, but we have a great relationship. When I'm not at work, I'm with him. So he's like my roommate, my best friend. You know, I think everything's going to be okay for us.
I talked to my mom, and she said she went and helped me. She said she was okay. When we could go back and I could see my mom, that was the happiest moment.
This hurricane have changed Charleston forever, but we have had many things happen in Charleston. We've had the Civil War, we've had a major earthquake, we've had a major fire. We've always bounced back. One of the favorite books that I've got at home is a pictorial book of Charleston that's entitled Come Hell or High Water. That thing that basically says that come hell or high water, we'll be back.